So these are the first videos that I've ever attempted, and to tell you the honest truth, it's cool, but it's really hard for me because I keep on making like these weird faces, and I am just not used to just leaving them on the screen. So anyway, here we go on the actual topic of this video. My book is split up into 4 sections, and tonight I'm formulating the first book, which is, formulating the second book, which is actually the meat and potatoes of the whole thing that sets up everything that happens in the end and justifies everything that happens in the beginning. So it's actually gotta make sense.
You don't say.
You know, and it's the driving factor as far as what pushes the story through. And there's a lot of good stuff in it, but it's definitely the biggest mess of the whole book at this point, just because there were so many things that I need to put into the book, and it's just a mess. So I'm going to do that tonight. It's Wednesday. Big push. But cool thing is, once I finish that, everything else literally is going to be in place, which is not something that has ever been something I could say about my book, that everything is in place, because it's always been a ramble-shackly mess, which is cool, which is the way it works. But, so I found something I thought I'd share, because it's
Cool.
The magic book formula is
1. Good plot. 2. Sticking to the plot the entire novel, even in tangents. 3. Good personal style, preferably groundbreaking or gorgeous or both. 4. Accessibility to dummies, geniuses, housewives. An example, layers, but each layer is complete. 5. All things confusing have to A. be pulled off, B. have a reason, C. have a conclusion that works, whatever it is. 6. Good characters that think, feel, bad, good, grow, regress, etc. 7. Good description of everything, but sparsely, and with every word in its place. 8. Great pace, leaving each chapter paragraph with a problem hook build to the next.
Learning about the narrative and realizing that, you know, that is the comfort in a book. That is what you look for in a book when you shop. You're trying to find something that will draw you, and something that will be so magical that you could believe that you're Audrey, even if you're Asian. Or Angelina, if only for a second. Or in the case of my book.
God, I'm talking animals.
And regardless, you know, we're all going to be on the shelves together eventually. I just want to show you guys a couple things, because there are certain of you that I definitely do not want to lose contact with, and I know myself. So, for the love of God, hang out. I'm going to show you guys my wall. Yeah, it's pretty cheap and cheesy right now, but that's really all that's left. There was a lot more on there before, and there was a lot less at different times. It's just individual writings. Some pictures, certain things that I just have to remember to incorporate within the timeline of my book. It's a little bit of a difficult subject, as you guys who have written first books before probably know. I did the whole first book writer thing, where basically I tried to stuff every single idea I possibly ever had into my book, instead of just, you know, picking a nice simple idea and like expanding upon it. I tried to go the other way, like try to take the big bang and just, you know, yeah, it's really, really difficult what I'm doing. But it's cool. It's going to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It's going to be 400 pages, something like that, 350 to 400 pages. And, but the cool thing is that I feel like the narrative of it is really, really strong all the way through. Like, all those 400 pages are necessary. Next subject. So I thought I'd show you a couple of books that are influencing, no, not influencing, just helping me. Steps along the road. Really, really, they're not influencing me at all. But some of the books that I'm reading as I'm writing my book. God, that's like the worst way to say it ever. Anyways, The Inheritance of Loss by Karen Desai. Fucking good book. And the crispness of what she's saying and how she gets it across is just miraculous, and fucking, it's just good. It's just so good. And she's young. She's young. Look. This could be you. This will be me. Well, this is her, but I'll be me very soon. Shit just fell over. Amy Bender, Great girl. She's got so much energy in her stuff. And Dave Sedaris. Oh, how I love Dave Sedaris. When I first started reading Dave Sedaris about 6 months ago, kind of threw me for a loop. Didn't write for like about a month or so because his shit's just so good and homey and funny, and I can't fucking do it for the life of me, and it just made me sad. And I was just like, I want my book to be like this, and it's just never going to. And so I didn't know what to do, and so I just didn't write. But I got over it. I just read Dave Sedaris just to love on him now. Steinbeck. Ah, Steinbeck. There is a reason why it's a classic. Same thing with Great Gatsby, which is really funny because at the Encino house, when we did the meet last year, I particularly remember through a stone haze that Joseph and Charlie were like loving on this book, and I was like, oh, I have to get it. So I got it like the day after, you know, and I tried to read it, and like I just could not get into it. I was like, what the fuck? Why do you guys love this book so much? I just don't get it. A year later, and Ivy has matured, and I read it again, and it's fucking amazing. From the first page, it's just like he pinpoints all those little things that you realize and recognize about yourself and other people that you never fully like, you know, and he just pinpoints it. So I get you guys. I do. Only took a year. Haunted. Not the whole thing. Just Saint Gutsfree. Grossest story ever. I was in a bookstore the first time I read it, and that shit made me scream. Yeah. Okay. And I think that's all I have to show you. I make some funny faces, dude. I want to take a hit and off camera so I don't get arrested. And hang on. Just a little one. Please do stay in contact. Those that you know, those who know. Wow, I can't talk already. See, it's instant weed. Those who know that I'm talking about you specifically when I say that I'd like to get back in contact. Please, by all means, get back in contact. Stay in contact. I am gonna do this, like, pretty fucking determined. So, I would like to keep in contact with all you guys. Damn, my vocabulary is fucked up. And you know what's really weird is that, like, when I start writing, brilliant. But just from here to... So, you do realize you're a bit strange.